guten Tag, herzlich willkommen zu einem weiteren Gespräch heute mit Geoff from Vicious Rumors, rock and roll. Yeah, you mentioned it, rock and roll. What brought you to rock and roll?
Oh man, I grew up with older sisters, so like I would come home from school and just see my sister's friends and them all listening to Led Zeppelin and Jethro Tull and all this music, Deep Purple, and just the excitement that they generated kind of pulled me into it.
But I want to be kind. Your music is much more harder than Led Zepp or stuff
sure.
like that.
Well, I was just talking. When you asked what pulled me into rock and roll, I'm talking about the very beginning. When my sister was listening, that was the very beginning. Years later, when I started playing more seriously, I was fortunate enough to be in Los Angeles, and just by chance, I caught Randy Rhoads and Quiet Riot, Joan Jett and the Runaways, and a little band from Los Angeles called Van Halen.
Oh, just a little band.
And it was all in a small nightclub, and it just blew my mind. Like, I went back to Hawaii. I grew up in Hawaii. I went back to Hawaii at that time just thinking, like, okay, anytime you go out, you're going to see a Randy Rhoads or an Eddie Van Halen. I was just like, what's in the water down there in Los Angeles,
Hello.
So it was crazy. We were really happy to... I was just amazed to see those artists, and that really ignited my career as a guitar player and a songwriter.
But what was the ignition band? You would say, like, I have to do this.
Oh, Priest, definitely. Priest was the one.
Yeah.
The Judas ones blew my mind, man. I just remember, like, just the first time I heard them, and like the way they blended their rhythm guitars and stuff. Like, that was just something that I wanted to incorporate in my sound for Vicious Rumors. Like, when we sort of went on to create this sort of speed metal, heavy metal mix, and with still keeping things melodic, I mean, Vicious Rumors never really been in the thrash metal clique, but at the same time, we have some influences of that, probably just from growing up in the Bay Area, where all that stuff exploded. But yeah, Judas Priest was the big one for me. Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Iron Maiden, and the good stuff. Dio, the good stuff.
The good stuff. Do you think Dio is maybe the most best metal singer of all times?
You could argue that till 4 or 5 in the morning every day of the week. So I mean, yeah, it doesn't really get any better. It's just a matter of what you like, But yeah, Dio is amazing, and I had the honor to meet him, and after a conversation where he's just looking you right in the eye, and you're having a legitimate conversation with the man, he just put his hand on my shoulder and said, I told him how his music had influenced me. Put his hand on my shoulder and just said, "Take what I've done and make it better." And I was like, man, I almost felt like I was going to cry or something.
When was it?
It was incredible. It was like 1990.
Okay, then he was still alive.
Yes, and he was alive when he said that.
Yeah, because what the fuck?
I saw him at Madame Tussauds.
I see him wandering the halls sometimes too. It's okay.
Yeah, we have two camera people now here. Diamond Dave on this camera, hello, and Kugi
And on the second cam.
on the second cam, second unit. Yeah. I mean, Vicious Rumors, you've gone a long way.
Yeah, thank you.
Was there some part in your life where you thought, like, we should have been bigger?
It was right before I did this interview with you, actually.
Really?
I felt like, my career was going pretty good till then. And but thanks anyway. Appreciate you.
Yeah, because now you're doing an acoustic show at the Café Banane, and we all know the Café Banane. If you're from the US watching this, yeah, it's pretty small.
You know what?
Yeah.
Size matters.
Tell me.
It does.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, in Vicious Rumors now, we do everything. We don't rate our shows based on the size of the venue. Every show is just as important as the last one. Our next show after this is the Gespräch Festival, one of the biggest shows.
I mean, this is like...
So it's just like, rather than even go down that road, what we should be talking about is the fact that Vicious Rumors is celebrating heavy metal for 47 years. And whether we do it in a small club or the biggest festival in the world like Gespräch this Saturday, every show is just as important to us. It's been an honor, it's been a privilege, and don't try to make it look small, because it isn't. It's a worldwide thing that we travel all around the world for months and months at a time, and we're so lucky to have this kind of fan base, and it's a big deal.
So would you recommend any band who's watching this, maybe, like, it doesn't matter if you're playing in front of 10 or 10,000 people, like, always do your best to please the audience?
Well, I think that that goes even further. That philosophy, to me, goes much further than just being in a band. If you just live your life like that, you know, like, make the best out of each day, make the best out of each situation. If you see something that needs to be done, don't run away from it. Fucking finish it. Do the job. And you know, I think that's just like a life thing, and it certainly applies to bands too. If you're serious about being successful in the music business, there's a lot of sacrifices you have to make.
Oh yes.
There's a lot of time that you have to put into it, and it's a business that you get out what you put into it. You know, I put my whole life into it, and I've gotten a full life out of it. You know, so but it's not for everybody. You know, it's not
definitely it's not for everybody, because you're always on the road. Is there any story on the road you experience where you say, oh man, I nearly have to cry, meeting fans or doing a show, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I do know what you mean, and I'll tell you that it happens on every tour where multiple people will come up and just share something with me or one of the other guys about how important our music was for them, or the way they felt at our concert, or just something that, you know, you can't pay somebody to say something or come up with these words and these feelings of passion for the music, and that's to me what it's all about. It's about chemistry, the chemistry in the band, and the passion putting forward that goes back and forth between the audience and the artist. And yeah, we've got this is our 49th show tonight, or number
49th show on this tour.
On this tour, yeah, and the 50th show is the last one of this leg, and that's going to be at Gespräch Saturday. And we've just had an amazing experience all over Europe. We went to a lot of places we haven't been in a long time. Serbia, Croatia, France. We've played in Italy and Spain, and of course all over Germany. And so it's it's just amazing. Like, we're still going strong, and you know, all I can say is health is everything. I broke my shoulder less than a year ago, and I did it in Germany at the end of our last show at LA Com. And I was just thankful that I received incredible medical care at the Com Hospital emergency room, and then a week later in Munich, where I had to have some pretty intense procedures done to get my arm back in the right spot. And so here I am, less than a year back on tour, And so I'm just lucky. It doesn't go that way for everybody, but your health is everything. Man, without your health, you can't do anything. So I'm lucky. I'm still full of fire. We got a fucking couple of great years left. I'm working on a new album, and we're thankful for the response to The Devil's Asylum. It was off the hook, and I got one goal, and that's to play heavy metal for people that want to fucking be there and celebrate it. And that's all Vicious Rumors has ever stood for, is playing heavy metal for the people that want to celebrate it, like everyone here tonight. And everyone's welcome, and I don't care, like you said, whether it's 300 or 30,000 or 50 or 100,000. It's time to rock, everybody. Let's fucking do this. Let's do this.
I have a last question. Last, and then we're finished. If you can choose a country, a continent, or whatever, where you never played before, where would it be?
Oh man, that's a fascinating question, actually, because there's places in Asia that I haven't been that I really want to go to. I haven't been to Australia yet. I'd love to go there, and New Zealand. I grew up in Hawaii, so I love that sort of island, kind of tropics and stuff. But I'll tell you, man, the only bad gig is the one you don't do. That's the only bad one. So I look forward to going to those places, and just want to thank our fans worldwide for keeping Vicious Rumors going strong for 47 years. Amazing. I'm proud to fucking say it, and I got a great bunch of guys with me. It's just all about chemistry, health, and the will to fucking survive. So let's play metal, keep it crazy. I love you guys. Great to be in Germany. And thanks so much for having me on your show.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm very grateful to have you on the show. Und damit beenden wir das Ganze. Und if you're from New Zealand watching this, book those guys. He wants to go to New Zealand. Und mit diesen Worten wünsche ich euch einen schönen guten Morgen, Mittag, Abend oder Nacht, je nachdem, wann ihr es seht. Und wir können jetzt was? Richtig. Vicious Rumors supporten und abschalten. Abschalten, 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 abschalten.